anything down your throat. We're going to show people arguably a solution to arguably America's #1 problem, which is financial education. A lot of people have different dinner table discussions. Some people talk about bills all day. Some people talk about wealth all day. Some people talk about money all day. Others talk about the lack of money all day. Some talk about a job all day. Some talk about freedom all day. Why is the dinner table discussion different, right? What happened to me where my dinner table discussions in my household growing up were one thing and we were living check to check, but I retired when I was only 22 years old because I got around different lunch and dinner table discussions. That was over 20 years ago. So I'm telling you guys, man, I'm gonna give you some insight into some real financial strategies and principles that you can use to set yourself free. All right, I'll be back in less than 2 minutes and we'll get ready to rock and roll. I got the okay that everybody can hear me. Let me just see who's in the building. Hepzibah, Georgia. What's up, Terrence? Brandy Robinson. What's up, Miss Brandy? Atlanta, Georgia. Boyce. Doc. What's up, Miss Doc? I see you. Thanks for plugging in always. What's up, Miss Jaleesa? Man, I don't know a lot of you guys all over the country, but I see the different cities. Chi-Town is in the building. Atlanta's in the building. What's up, Miss Davis? Conyers is in the building. North Carolina is in the building. The Paper Girl is watching. Donald Brown is watching. Seattle. What's up, Seattle? All the way out west, as far west as you can go. Gabriel, I appreciate you. Terrence Hill, Alaska is in the building. Arkansas is in the building. It's too many names to remember, man. I see San Diego. What's up, Miss Regina? But let me just talk to you guys real quick before I officially start and give everybody who's brand new an understanding on what we do. For the most part, people miss this. Americans are some of the wealthiest people in the country, but the problem is their wealth, or their, overall we're substantially wealthy, but that wealth is not trickling down. You know what I mean? And there's a reason for that. It's called capitalism. So until you understand the rules of capitalism, just like anything else, if you don't play by the rules, you're going to lose the game. And the biggest game in the world is capitalism. Let me say this again. The biggest game in the world is capitalism. So if you think about it, if you go out on the football field and you're talking about, let's get as many home runs as we can, you're going to lose, right? If you're on the soccer field and you're like, let me get a couple of 3-pointers, you're going to lose. Well, that's what people are doing. They're playing baseball and they're looking for touchdowns. They're playing basketball and they're looking for safeties. They don't understand that capitalism has a certain set of rules and they're losing miserably. What we do over the next 15, I'll probably say 20 to 25 minutes is we break down the rules of capitalism. So now you won't just be a pawn in the game, you can own the game. There's no reason in the world people should work 30, 40, 50, 60 years, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, then come out of retirement and get a retirement job when they worked for over 2 decades and still don't have enough to sustain themselves. What that tells you is that somewhere along that journey, some entity, somebody tricked them into giving their money away and not having enough to invest. So our ultimate goal on this webinar, I don't care if you're a network marketer, I don't care if you're a college student, I don't care if you're a teacher, I don't care if you're an engineer, doctor, already a millionaire. Our goal is to show the average person that you can have freedom and flexibility, but you have to have enough money at the end of every week, every month, and every year to take care of the one person who put in all the time and effort. And guess who that is? That's you. Write this down if you're taking notes. Let me go ahead and just crank it up. You did the work, you get paid first. Why is it that most people do all the work and there's nothing left to even show for it or get paid? There's no benefit to the work, to the person who did it. And all they do is say, look, I get paid Friday. The reality is your bills get paid Friday. Think about that. Did you get paid Friday or did your bills get paid Friday? So I'm gonna pull up a couple of slides here in a second, but if you're taking good notes, here's a good framework that I want you guys to internalize. And I want you to write these numbers under each other. The number 2, the number 4, and the number 3. 2, 4, 3. I'm gonna show you guys how for less than $10 tonight, you can take these principles, implement them in your life, and start creating wealth for your family. I didn't say it was get rich quick. I didn't say it was overnight. I didn't say you have $1,000 by midnight. We're talking about wealth. We're not talking about a few $100s here and there. We're talking about the mindset it takes to create wealth for your family over time. Now, the two represents two objectives. There are two primary objectives everybody in this country should have if you understand the rules of capitalism. If you want to stop shooting free throws in the football game, okay? If you want to stop looking for three-pointers in baseball, and you want to start hitting grand slams in baseball, and you want to start having a high field goal average in basketball, and you want to have a triple-double, right? And you want to have touchdowns in football. In capitalism, you have to meet two goals. I don't care how you slice it. One, that's what the two stands for, is two financial objectives, just so you know, two financial objectives. You have to have enough money in your current lifestyle that's paid for by your labor. Okay, you have to have enough money to sustain your current lifestyle. Let me rephrase it because it sounded kind of funny. You have to have enough money to sustain your current lifestyle, and that's usually from your labor. Now, people would be excited if it was that simple, but most people don't even have enough money to sustain their current lifestyle. Now, the second objective under the two objectives is simple. Not easy, but it's simple. You have to have enough money in the future. Whatever you've identified for yourself in the current, you have to have enough money in the future to maintain that current lifestyle, even when you're not working. So labor is only for your current lifestyle, but that would mean you'd have to work for the rest of your life. So you know what you need for your future? You need investments. Okay? You need investments. Don't take the word bankruptcy literally when I'm about to say this, but most people are filing financial bankruptcy, meaning mentally, right? And some literally, but here's what I mean. Figuratively, most people will always be financially bankrupt because think about it. Your job does not pay you more when you leave. You see? So society, capitalism, sold you this bill of goods. They said, look, you work 40 years, 40 to 80 hours a week. And then what's going to happen is when you retire, a lot of your bills will be paid off, so you won't need as much. So we're going to give you less when you stop working, even though you're struggling while you're working. Now, what sense does that really make? A job, nothing wrong with a job. You'll never hear me knock a job. We're not job bashers. But I'm talking about wealth here. When you think about the mentality, why would they give you more when you leave? What that tells you is Social Security becomes social insecurity. Pensions become non-existent. Savings become zero, right? Emergency funds become depleted, right? Your finances become dilapidated. There's no way in the world you can sustain. If you can't sustain working, you won't sustain when you're not working because the income goes down. So you have to have enough money. The key word during your current years, you have to amass enough to invest so the investments take care of you for the rest of your life. Those are the two goals you have to have if you want to stop shooting free throws in football. Okay, I hope you guys understand the sports analogy. Capitalism is a game. You know what's funny? It's the biggest game in the world. It's the biggest game in the world. And I'm telling you, I'm living proof. It's fun to play if you even know that you're in it. Now, there are four things keeping you. Let me pull my slides up real quick. There are four things keeping you from hitting your goals. Let me show you how this works because it's not as hard as people think. The four things are basic. Once you understand this, you'll never get treated the same way. You understand now that two things have to happen in capitalism, your current lifestyle and future lifestyle. Now, when you see that the game is being played and four things are being put in front of you all the time to keep you from making it happen, you'll never let them play the game on you again. Those four things are simple. One, inflation. Two, taxes. These are the four challenges. Three is debt. And four is big business. So Brian, why don't I have enough money to invest? Why is my cash flow feeling like it's less and less and less? Here's why. Inflation, number one, means your dollar loses value every day. Here's why. Business owners in this country control how much things cost. So a gas station can increase their prices every day. A grocery store can increase prices every day. The farmers who produce the fruit at the grocery stores can increase their prices every day. Now here you come with a job. Your paycheck is not going up every day. So Netflix adding another $2 to your subscription, no problem. It went from 8 to 10, 10 to 12, no biggie. Gas went up an extra $1. Oh, that's big, but they act like it's no biggie. It's just $1, right? No problem. Healthcare up, no problem. Daycare up, no problem. Interest rates up, no problem. Education up, foods up, groceries up, restaurants up, movies up, popcorn up, Frosties and sodas and whatever you got, slushies up, carnival tickets up, Six Flags up, kids always up, income the same, which means it's really down. That's inflation. There's only two ways to overcome inflation: a business and real estate. Those are two things that overcome inflation, and we'll show you how to tie that into what we do. Now, the next thing is taxes. People, think about this for a minute. I want you to really, really internalize this. All right. So, Brian, why are you talking about taxes? Because here's what happens. People try to get out of their financial situation without understanding the tax implications. You can't change your situation without understanding the tax implications. Taxes are your number one expense. Hear me and hear me good. It's not your cell phone bill. It's not your internet bill. It's not DirecTV and Comcast or Xfinity or whatever. It's not eating out. Your number one expense is taxes. The government figured out a way to pay you on a tax code called a W-2. So in this country, we get paid or we get taxed based on the code that we're in. So W-2, 1099, you see what I'm saying? 401k, 501c, all the government does, they put a lot of alphabets and letters and numbers together and they try to confuse you. So you want a W-2 because that's what they tell you you should have. What they didn't tell you is that that's the highest form of taxes. So you're going to pay anywhere from 28 to 33% in taxes. And then you try to live off the remaining, right, 60 to 70%. And then you did all the work and the government got paid first. So there's a big difference. So look, that's just income taxes. Watch this. Income taxes, property tax, that's federal, state, local, sales tax, property tax, ad valorem tax. We're not even talking about those taxes. We're just talking about the taxes that come out of your paycheck as a W-2. So you wonder why you don't have enough money to invest. Business owners are increasing prices and taxes are going up, right? Now, I'm not talking about the little percentages you see on the news and the media. I'm not saying that's small. What I'm saying is you got about 6 different taxes you have to pay for living in this country. Now, taxes cause debt. Write down number 3 is debt. Brian, how do taxes cause debt? Well, if you think about it, if you didn't borrow so much, right? I mean, if you didn't have so many taxes, you wouldn't borrow so much. So what happens is the government takes the money off the top and then the banks kick you in the bottom. So now you kind of in the middle, like, wait a minute, I can't get ahead. I know, because the 2 biggest entities in the world, one is above you and one is below you, and you trying to ride the middle. And next thing you know, you're 80 years old and you wonder what the hell happened. Taxes and debt happen. Put this in your notes. Put this in the comments. Debt is a curse, not a sin. A sin is something you do. A curse is something that's done to you. Debt is a curse. Debt is not your friend, right? I remember my mentor said months ago, he's like, you always hear church people, a lot of people, he grew up in the church. He said, church people say, man, the Lord blessed us with a loan. No, the Lord did not. The Lord did not bless you with the loan, okay? The borrower is slave to the lender. That's biblical. The borrower is slave to the lender. So if you got all these cars and notes, you got a mortgage that you can't afford, you got credit cards and student loans that are backed up, right? You got department stores, you got personal loans, you got lines of credit, equity lines of credit, you got all these things. And interest is attached to them all. So most people, instead of buying one car, they're buying two cars with one loan. In other words, your Honda, because you may have had some bad credit because of the taxes, which caused you to get behind on your interest, on your bills. Now your credit is bad. So the Honda that's worth $16,000, you pay $34,000. So you bought two Hondas. See, people think I'm talking about expensive cars, Porsches and Lamborghinis and Mercedes-Benzes or BMWs, Lexus, Ferrari. You can have a nice Honda Civic and buy two of them because of the debt that you've amassed. You see? And banks say, yes, we got them. See, I'm spending more time on the challenges tonight. The solution is simple. Our membership tonight is $9.95. You can text the person that put you on the webinar right now and say, look, $9.95, I'm in. All you guys seeing me right now on Facebook, inbox the person who shared this link with you. Inbox them. Say, look, $9.95, I'm in. Not $995, $9.95. I'm not even going to tell you what it's about yet, because you spent $10 this week trying to get somebody a Christmas gift. You spent $10 this week getting somebody getting a bunch of Christmas cards. Which leads us to number 4. Big business. Big business, big business, big business. Now, let's look at it real quick. Is big business one of the reasons you're not succeeding financially? Absolutely. Corporate America, big business, capitalism demands that you purchase. They spend billions of dollars on the colors in the commercials, the colors in the logo, psychologically, the time commercials are played, the store scent or aroma, all these things, psychological games, the music, the endorsers, the endorsements, all of that says, give us your money. I know, man, I'm telling you, I have pretty decent discipline when it comes to spending. Man, you walk in Best Buy, you just like, I gotta have something. You know what I mean? You came for a cable, you walk out of there with a new digital camera. It's just the way it's set up. The way Target is set up, the way Walmart is set up, it is designed for you to purchase something. The way the calendar is set up, it is designed for you to shoot 3-pointers during the baseball game. You see, that's the way capitalism works. You don't understand the game. December 24th is around the corner. How many people I'm not talking to you personally, but how many people are stretching themselves because of the pressures of making sure somebody has something to open? Oh, God forbid they hand you something and you don't have something to hand back. Right? Isn't that kind of embarrassing? Tell the truth. You know what I mean? Tell the truth. It's okay. I got to get so-and-so a gift because I think they give me a gift. It's the pressures of capitalism. You're really supposed to give because you're supposed to give. That's why you give. You give so you can see that person open it up or whatever, and you feel good about the fact that you made them smile. You don't give and then measure and take score on what they did for you. But that's not what, see, that would be too much like right. You see, that would be too much like correct. Oh, man, thank you for the gift. No, you don't have to give me anything. I want to give this to you because I haven't done much all year. So here's a good time of year to show you how much I appreciate you. Here's your gift. No, 24th, we got to have gifts. 25th, we got to open them. 31st, we got to have New Year's. January 1st, New Year's Day. February 14th, Valentine's. March, spring break. April, Easter. May, Mother's Day. June, Father's Day. July, 4th of July. August, back to school. September, Labor Day. October, Halloween. November, Thanksgiving. Before November, Brown Thursday. After that, Black Friday. After that, Cyber Monday. After that, Christmas Eve. Big business, but I digress. So let's fly through this real quick, man. Those are the 4 things that you have to overcome if you really, really, really want to succeed, right? Financially, you can't let those things beat you down. So with that being said, here's some things I want to show you. Let's talk about solutions. Now that you have the 4 obstacles, the solutions are simple. Here's a solution to the problem. You have to understand that strategy will always trump sales. Now, those that don't know my story, I actually made my first $1 million in my 20s. I was really, really great at a concept known as network marketing. So I retired when I was 22 years old. Here's what I found out. Everybody is not good at network marketing. I don't care how motivated you stay. I don't care how hyped you are. I don't care who you think you can inspire. I don't care who you think you can motivate. I don't care who you think you can pump up, right? I've always learned that inspiration is the most important because it comes from within. And my situation was so dire that I had to get some inspiration, right? And some education. Then I had a little motivation. But my point to you guys is I realized, man, everybody can't sell. So why don't I help people who may not be the best at network marketing or may not be the best or make the most money at their job, but let me find something. I got it. Education about the money you make, regardless of how you do it, can help everybody. Education, regardless of the money you make or how you do it, can help everybody. See, if you make education, financial education, the root of everything you do, you will always win in capitalism because financial education is what governs capitalistic society. See, let me say this. The difference between wealthy people and poor people is knowledge and information. Now, put that in your tweetables and your comments and your whatever, your memes. The difference between wealthy people and poor people is knowledge and information. Wealthy people know something you don't. Everybody wasn't born with a silver spoon. You can try to play it like that. Of course, now I didn't say the playing fields were even. We know that's not true in this great country of ours. But what I'm saying is wealthy people have figured something out to maintain wealth. And we're going to pull back the veil now and show you what that something is. All right. So my story is simple. I went from 3 figures to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7. I worked out of my home now for the past 21 years. I've lost $1 million working from home because I didn't know the things that I'm teaching you tonight. Thank God I was young and dumb. And then in my 30s, I was able to recover and now I travel the world showing people how to do the same thing. Look, don't be hard-headed like me. You make $1 million one time, keep it. Don't lose it and have to do it again. All right. But that just shows you that strategies work. So we created a framework as I fly through this called 369. You're taking notes. The 3 on your page earlier stands for 3 solutions. So there are 2 objectives, there are 4 challenges, and there are 3 solutions. And we call that 369. So here's what we're going to do. Uh-oh, I'm sorry. 2 objectives, 4 challenges, 3 solutions. Now, the 3 solutions are simple. Within 3 days, we're going to show you how to increase your cash flow. Within 3 days, your cash flow has to increase. There's a difference, as I conclude, between income and cash flow. But let me give you the framework first. Within 6 weeks, we're going to show you guys how to start earning business income. See, a 1099, I told you earlier, this country confuses you with letters and numbers. They're all tax codes. Schedule C, Schedule A. W-4 form, Form W-9. W-2 is a job, 1099 is a business. 401k is a retirement plan, 501c3 is a nonprofit. You see, all these different things. You're like, oh, goodness, what is all this? Letters and numbers are basically tax codes. Once you get them, you play the game. Now you're hitting grand slams in the right sport, which is baseball. So the 3 is cash flow, 3 days. The 6 is business income, 6 weeks or less, way less. The 9 is 9 months you need to be investing. 3 days, 6 weeks, 9 months. Now, when's the last time you had a financial plan? Not a financial planner. Because a lot of times, anyway, I won't get into that. I'll put it this way. A lot of people don't have the money to go see a financial planner. So a financial planner can't do a lot for you because they're going to actually frustrate you because they need money for you to play the game. What we do is show you how to get the money back from the people who got it from you so you can go see him or her. Write this down. We begin where your financial advisor ends. You see? We begin where your financial advisor ends. So a financial advisor will say, okay, when do you retire? I retire in 12 years. I retire in 3 years. I retire in 20 years. Okay, you want short-term or long-term investments? Let's do some short and some long. I want to diversify. Okay, great. How much money do you need to sustain? I need about $8,000 a month to sustain. Okay, great. In order to get $8,000 a month, you got $800,000 you can invest. See, just so you guys know the quick formula, you add a zero. So if you make 80,000 a year, you need 800,000 in investments. If you need 100,000 a year to be happy, you need $1 million in investments. If you need 40,000 a year to be happy, you need 400,000 in investments. I'm just saying that's a quick formula. Just add a zero. So your financial advisor is going to say, okay, great. You need $3,642 a month, and we'll have your retirement plan ready. You need $800 a month, and we'll have your retirement plan ready. And that's when your conversation usually ends. We begin where your financial advisor ends. We start where he stops. You see? So our company and our concept is called income shifting. That means we shift the money back from the people who shifted it from you, and we shift it back to your pockets so you can have it work for you instead of working for them. That's called income shifting, right? So wealth principle, basically you're coming out of the highest tax bracket through a home-based business and ending up in the lowest tax bracket, which is investing. Now you've successfully accomplished the two goals that you had earlier. Income shifting. Now at your dinner table, did y'all talk income shifting? Did y'all talk about appreciation, being taxed the least? Did y'all talk about a wealth principle called capital gains, what wealthy people have? Or did you talk about work, bills, second job? See, that was my family. Work, bills, second job, second mortgage, separate. I'm like, what, mama? We got a second what? I'm just hearing things like, wait a minute, we had one mortgage, why we get two? I can laugh now because money's not an issue. I can take care of my parents, get them whatever they want. But back in the day, man, it was a struggle. So you got to shift your income. So what we're doing for a holiday promotion is we're actually giving you a business. Brian, what's the business? Well, write this down, $9.95. Just for a limited time. And I say limited time, I mean limited, like through the holidays, maybe another 2 weeks. $9.95. We're going to give you the software to run your business via your cell phone. Oh, thanks for all the hearts. Thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the thumbs up on Facebook Live. So $9.95. We're going to give you the system, which is the education. We're going to give you the software from your cell phone and web-based software, not software you got to put on your computer, web-based software on your computer to keep up excellent records to run your home-based business. We're going to give you the strategies, which is the education, and that all leads to your success. So let me say this again. First, we give you the strategies. That's the first thing. That's the education. So you can learn income shifting. Second, we give you the software, right? You got to implement the strategies. That's important. So you got the strategies, the software, then you got to have the system, right? How do you get your checks? How do you earn residual income? How do you get your people exposed to this business so you don't feel like trying to chase broke people or whatever? I don't understand why so many of us want it more for other people than we do for ourselves. If you go become immensely successful using financial principles, people ask you, hey man, what are you doing? Oh, I'm learning a concept called income shifting. I met a gentleman who retired when he was 22. He talked about his story, went to Morehouse College. He was 19, retired at 22, went broke, lost all his money, got it all back using strategies and principles. And now, man, our cash flow is looking great. What's cash flow? Well, cash flow is measured in time. Income is measured in dollars. See, these are the things we teach you. A lot of people want more dollars, and that's fine, but they get taxed more when you make more. What you need is more cash flow. Cash flow is how long your money lasts. Dollars is how much money comes in. You need both, but cash flow is king. So once we increase your cash flow in 3 days, start educating you in the first 3 days, your business income within the first 6 weeks, and you start investing within your first 9 months, now you're headed to the other side of money. And guess what? Anybody will be happy to learn that. So the value on this is like $2,000 or more. The normal rate is $34 a month. Oh my goodness, did he just say $34 a month? $1.17 a day? Yes. Okay, you go get a #1 meal, combo meal from any restaurant. It costs you more than what it costs to run this business. But did he just say earlier, $9.95? Yes, we're blessing people for the holidays. The $34.95 is $9.95. I did not stutter a word. And you guys spent that today shopping for somebody. So spend on yourself. Brian, what's the business? You're looking at it. Our financial education membership includes cool things like identity theft protection, identity theft prevention, legal discounts for legal advice. If you ever want to set up a trust fund or send somebody a threatening letter, right? Or get something patent, we got discounted. All our membership for $9.95 this first month and $34.95 a month includes all these things: online shopping mall, 1.6 million different vendors and suppliers, and the education and software. So all you need to do at this point is say, okay, I got it. If I was a tutor and I knew Spanish and I was teaching people Spanish as a second language, I would get paid. Correct. If you were a mechanic and you know how to work on cars and somebody said they need you to help fix their, get a tune-up, you would get what? You would get paid. If you know how to play piano and I want my son to learn piano and you come over and teach him, you would get what? Paid. Well, we are financial educators, not advisors. We don't take the money from you. We don't invest for you. We educate people on how to get their money back, how to lower their taxes legally, how to knock out their debt, how to learn to invest. And as financial educators, that's what you're doing, like a piano player, a mechanic, or a teaching Spanish as a second language. So listen, that's my time, man. I got to run. We got a lot of people signing up like crazy. Hit share, 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 share. You'll be surprised at the bonus checks and residual checks you're creating right now as a result of sharing a membership that's less than $10. Inbox the person who put you on this webinar if you're on Facebook Live. Text the person if they sent you this memo via a link. Call the person if they gave you a phone call and say, listen, the man, Brian Bean himself said, the man on the webinar said $9.95, so I'm texting you $9.95. All right. Hey, my name is Brian Bean. We're doing webinars on Thursday as well. Same time, same link. How to increase your cashflow.com. How to increase your cashflow.com is where you register. And for more information on our holiday promotion, cashflow995.com. That stands for $9.95. Cashflow995.com. All right, I'm Brian Bean. I'll see you guys in the magazines. Have a good night.